Hello, hello, everyone. Welcome. I know that Shanna just finished up, so I see a lot of my friends in the chat. Hello, everyone. How have you been enjoying the live so far? I think everyone's done an amazing job. Now, you may have seen in the chat, I I think it was in T's live. She said that she was a last minute crafter. And typically, I'm good at prepping. I prep everything ahead of time. However, I just came back from vacation on Friday, and then yesterday we spent the entire day celebrating our youngest grandbaby's first birthday. And so there really was no time to prep. So as I was watching our other design team members do their lives, I was prepping for mine. So talk about last minute. Ugh. In any case, let's get started. First sound check. Can everybody hear me okay? I just want to make sure. Give me a thumbs up. Okay, 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 okay. Let's see. Let's see. I'm going to keep going unless I see something. Otherwise, we'll just move along. So the three sketches that were in my poll were sketch 7, 8, and 9. And I don't know if you paid attention to who the winner was, but indeed, sketch number 8 won. Sketch number 7 had 18%, sketch number 9 had 30%, and sketch number 8 won with a resounding 52%. So I thought, okay, what can I use to make this? Again, last minute crafter here today. This is not my norm. So I pulled out one of Kendra's card making kit samplers. I think this is the most recent one I got. I'm not 100% sure, but she has this great QR code here that tells you what she included in the kit sampler. So I did, let me see if I can get this. I printed what it is, and I have this with a magnet, a really strong magnet, so it's not wanting to let go. Here, let's just tear it. So I printed it out, and this card making kit sampler has some Stampin' Up! Papers, and then has some white sticky gems by Pink and Maine, Just a Note die cuts from Pink and Maine, and Big Hug dies by Pink and Maine. So this is good information to have. Let's say I really want to have that die that Kendra included. I know where to go hunting for it. Not that I need any help going and looking and buying more goodies, but you know, any little bit of help does help. So I thought I would use those to make my cards today. And so that kit came with these two pieces of it's Stampin' Up! Pattern paper. And I think she said this was discontinued. Let's see. Yeah, this is discontinued designer series paper, but that's okay. I know they have other pretty papers. And we all have plenty of pretty papers in our stash, don't we? Let me take a look what I'm missing in the chat. I tend to get chatty and then I forget to look. Hello, everyone. Thank you for being here. I appreciate each and every one of you. So then here is the die, one of the dies she included. It says Just a Note, so it's the word and shadow. And then it had these two, it had a yellow and pink cardstock. What I did was uh, emboss them with an embossing folder I have in my stash. It's a Doris polka dot embossing folder. And this is how I store my embossing folders, so I know what they look like. I emboss it on this piece of cardstock, and then I kind of make a little folder, and that's how I store my embossing folders. And I also die cut a circle out of it using some We Are Memory Keepers Nesting Circles dies I had in my stash. And so I'm trying to use basically what was in that card making kit. Oh, I forgot. It also included this Hugs Sentiment with shadow die. So I cut out these circles thinking, okay, I can use them on the reverse papers and I can make two of card sketch number 8. So I didn't cut my paper, the pattern papers yet. So I'm going to do that right now. Audio's, oh good. I'm glad my audio is working. Yes. Mommy Guy, thank you for reminding. in case anyone is interested, the card kit samplers are one of the perks of being one of Kendra's all access patrons. So it's wonderful to have that. If you're a VIP patron, you get a full kit. So this is a sampler kit. So you get enough to make, I believe, 2 cards. And then the full kit is enough to make 15 cards, plus so much more, so much more. So let's take a look. And so here I see I need a piece that's 3/4 inches and another one that's 1 1/4, and they're both 4 3/4 inches long. So these are 5. I'm going to leave them at 5. I want it to be a little bit longer, I think. But I will cut down at, let's see, 3/4 of an inch for one. And then, was it 1 1/4? Yeah, 1 1/4 for the other. And I'll still have some pattern paper left that I can play with. So we'll do the same here. 3/4 of an inch. And then 1 1/4. Sometimes backwards mathing doesn't work in my brain. Sometimes it does. Okay, so what we're going to do here is this will be the way the circle goes. And then I have to decide which 2 I want to use. Now look, the back, I didn't even show you the backs of the papers. So the back of this one has this pretty kind of aloha floral pattern. And then this one has this nice blue polka dots. But let me see which I want to use. Yeah, I think I want to do that. And then maybe I'll use the reverse side over here. And let me see. This is what I usually do. I kind of lay out my cards, usually, not always, but I lay them out to see just how they look and if that's how I want them to be laid out. Ooh, that looks pretty. But then having seen this paper, where is it? This one. I remembered I had some not too shabby ephemera with these cute, adorable little hippos. And I thought, this would be a great way to bring these in here. So I could put in our little hippo up here. And then don't forget, I think it was T that mentioned sometimes she trims around her ephemera, and you can do that, but you can also color your ephemera. Sometimes if I'm using them, for example, on these cards, it's not quite the yellow here or pink. For example, if I put this flower, so I can get my markers and add some color to those. So let me see. Let me add a little bit of color to this flower. And I didn't plan ahead, so I don't know exactly what colors these are. Let me get this piece of paper here. That might be too bright. Let me pull out another pink. Let me see if I can find one in my drawer here. And like I said, I'm just coming back from vacation, so I'm a little bit frazzled. I did leave my craft room clean when I left, so when I came back, I was able to just get started. But it's still, when you haven't been in your craft room for a week, sometimes you kind of have to get back into the swing of things. Oh, that's way too dark. Let's see. So for me, the weather is entirely too hot. How is it for everyone else? Oh, thank you so much. I couldn't figure out a way to store them that made me happy. And then I thought, well, why don't I just emboss some cardstock? And I happen to have that particular color cardstock I got clearance at Michael's, and I bought whole bunches of packs of it, figuring I could use it for something. And so I use it for that and sometimes for dividers, and kind of helps me to stay somewhat organized. as organized as I can. Did my cutter come with, oh, this one? No. This one, oh, I can't remember who I saw doing this. It was one of our male crafty friends. Was it Jay or was it Sire? Or maybe Brian, one of the three. I don't remember off the top of my head. But when I saw what they did, whoever it was, he used what the extra tapes that you can buy for your Misty, but I couldn't find them. But I went on Amazon and found these. And so all I did was add it to my trimmer. I still have to add it. I have enough to add to a couple more of my trimmers. And I say that knowing it sounds a little bit extra to have a couple more trimmers, but I do. And so I want to add these on there as well. It kind of helps me because sometimes you need maybe just to cut something at 6 1/4 or 6 1/2, and I don't want to bring out my bigger trimmer. So this helps me. It extends it out to 7 at the bottom here to 7 1/2. So it's really helpful. Thanks for asking, my friend. I think this is my favorite trimmer. I think all the Tim Holtz trimmers. I have the let me pull them out. I'm doing this because I know I'll finish my cards in time. So I have the Big Mama trimmer here. Can't really fit it all in here. And I use this when I'm cutting my 12 by 12 papers. And then I have, second, this one it has 2 blades. It can be scoring or cutting. And so I think I have a bit of a trimmer obsession. And then I have the mini one, and I have this one. This one I use when I'm cutting thicker things like what is it called? When I'm making mini albums, the more cardboard papers. So as you can see, and then I have 2 of these. So this is the one I use most often. This one, this is my favorite. But they're all the tonic trimmers. Chipboard. Thank you, Dawn. Words are hard. So in any case, I have a multitude of trimmers at hand. Now back to what I was doing. See how easily I squirrel? So I'm kind of coloring in this. Maybe I do want to go darker. Let me see. Yeah, I do want to go a little bit darker. So I'm just kind of adding color to this ephemera because I think the ephemera is gorgeous, but I do want it to be closer in the color of the background cardstock. So, use what you have. Don't be afraid to trim it or color it or do whatever it is you think you need to do to make it go with what you are making. So let's see our little hippo. Maybe I'll put, let me see. I absolutely love Not Too Shabby stuff. Their ephemera, the papers. It's just so pretty. So let's see. Let's see. Yeah, it's warm here. And I have my fan going. I don't know if you can hear it in the background. And I have my AC going because for some reason my craft room is the hottest room in the house, and the AC works. I mean, I can feel it blowing cool air. Um, I don't know. I don't know why. It's warmer in here. Just is. But I'm not going to complain because friends, we went on vacation this last week and we rented an Airbnb, and it was up in the mountains. And I always check when we rent some cabin or a house or whatever it is we're renting, I always check to make sure, excuse me, that it has AC. So, just had AC. Oh my goodness. Everything that could go wrong went wrong. So, first of all, when we got there, the driveway to the house was very steep, and the profile of our car was so low that we really couldn't get up the driveway. So we backed in as far as we could, and then we kind of still the nose of our car was kind of sticking out into the road a little bit, but it was a very like rural, not heavily traveled road. So we thought, okay, we can do that. Then, once we got in and settled and climbed many, many stairs, I didn't realize that you had to go up a flight of stairs to get to the main floor of the home, and then you had to climb up another flight of stairs to get to the floor that has the kitchen and there was a bedroom on the first floor, but then the second floor had the kitchen and another bedroom and the living room. So, you know, climbing up 2 flights of stairs. I'm not as young as I used to be. So that was fun. But then, we turn the AC on and we're waiting and waiting and waiting for it to kick in, and it did not kick in. It was not working. We were dying. So I we just thought, what are we going to do? What This is ridiculous. We messaged the Airbnb place and we said, hey, the AC is not working. And this was already in the evening, because we thought, let's just wait for it to kick in. We gave it a couple of hours. It did not kick in. So we messaged them and they said, well, it's late in the evening. Just open up your windows. And I'm like, no, I'm not going to open up windows and be asleep with open windows in the woods. No, thank you. So we did try to close the blinds so at least we could kind of keep the sun out when we first got there, but the blinds wouldn't close. So we told them that as well, that the blinds, because you had to open them, close them using a remote control, and it wasn't working. So we thought, okay, I'll message them about both things. They'll come and fix it. So she sent, the person I was messaging with sent a maintenance guy in the morning, and he said, oh, I know what's wrong with your AC. It's frozen. And we thought, oh, and he said, sometimes it does that. Just let it thaw out and then try again. Sometimes when you try and cool down the place too fast, it freezes over. So we said, okay. And then I said, well, the blinds don't close because that'll help to keep the heat out. So he goes to kind of look at the remote and it wasn't working. And I said, well, let's try this other set of blinds, see if they work. So I went over to try and push the button because the remote's attached to the blinds. And these things weren't even screwed into the mounting brackets. They were just sitting on the mounting brackets, and that thing fell on me. So that was fun. So then that happened. So I thought, okay, well, let's just hope the AC works. So we waited for it to thaw out. It was not working. It did not cool at all overnight. And I told my husband, well, what are we going to do now? Let's message them again. And it was about 11:30 at night when I messaged them and said, sorry, but letting it thaw and restart it didn't work. Can you please send someone out to take a look at the unit? And so they said, okay, well, it's late. We'll send someone tomorrow. And, they did. And an actual AC person came over, not a maintenance person. And he saw that it was frozen over. And so he looked at it. And I guess apparently the filter was filthy. He said it looked like it hadn't been changed in over a year. And so because it was so dirty, it wasn't allowing the cool air to go through the vents. So he says, okay, I'm sorry. I'm going to have to run the heater to thaw it and then we'll get it cooling. Fine. So we did that and he got it working. Great. So then, um, yeah, this was an interesting one. And my husband and I said, okay, we have to remember when we're renting a cabin or a house, we need to make sure it's one story from now on. We need to make sure that the driveway is something our car will go up. We need to make sure it has AC. These are things that I guess you don't really think about too much. I mean, we did check that it had AC, it just wasn't working. So anyway, he got the AC working great. We're like wonderful. We just stayed in the cabin the next. So we checked in Monday, wasn't working. Tuesday they got it working. Tuesday, Wednesday, uh, Thursday night it stopped working again. But it was already late at night, and I thought, why bother? We have to check out tomorrow morning. So we didn't. I didn't even bother that night to send a message to the vacation rental place. So, oh, how are we doing on time? I'm just blabbering away. So, the next morning, my husband always gets up at the crack of dawn. This man wakes up every day at 3 o'clock in the morning, whether he works or not. He exercises, and then usually I'm up about, I don't know, 6 or 7. When he works, I'm up at 5 to make him lunch, but we were on vacation, so I wasn't up till about 6. So got up at 6 and he says, you just want to check out as early as we can? And I said, yes, let's just go home because it was just too warm. So we ended up checking out around, I want to say it was around 8 o'clock. I'm sorry, guys. I'm looking for my glossy accents and I can't find it. And we messaged the people that, hey, the AC went out again. The blinds were never fixed. Given that the AC didn't work for 2 days of our stay and that the blinds fell on my head, we would like at least half of our uh, stay refunded to us. And we didn't get an answer. We didn't get an answer. So I thought, oh, they're going to fight us on this. And, sometimes I just don't want to fight about things. So I told my husband, you know what? If they say no, I'm so over it. I just want to go home. So he said, yeah, I agree. Well, about probably half an hour after I sent them that message, they refunded us that money, which I was ever so grateful for because I just thought, it wasn't, we enjoyed our vacation in that we enjoyed just having time, my husband and myself together. That was what we needed. We just need some time alone. And so we were grateful for that. But to have to hassle with all that other stuff was just not fun for us. But we did get the half of our stay refunded to us. So I could have asked for the full amount back and I probably would have gotten it. But I also felt bad for the property owners because I'm sure they didn't know that their AC was not working. Because when I first messaged the people, they said, well, we just had somebody check out this morning and they didn't say anything about the AC. And I was like, okay, but I'm telling you it's not working. So I told my husband, I'm not going to ask for the full amount back because I feel bad for the property owners. We'll just ask for half and see how it goes. And yeah, we got half our money back. So I can't complain too much. I mean, I can complain if I want to, but I try and think of, as my husband said, we just, this kind of just reminded us of how blessed we are because there are so many people that don't even have a home, don't have a place to stay, and then if they do, they don't have the luxury of AC. He said, so we're blessed. Yeah, they did have an agent, and that's the person I was texting with, or yeah, messaging with. Look, look how cute that came out. Okay, let's do the other one. Let's do the other one. We have plenty of time. So anyway, that was our vacation this last week. So when we got home, it was kind of we just wanted to be home. We missed it, and we missed our grandbabies, of course. We love being around them, and we got home, and when the 3-year-old came in, to the house because they weren't home when we got here, he asked, "Where were you? Where did you go?" And so then I asked him, "Did you miss me?" And he chuckles and he says, "I miss Grandpa." And I was like, "Ouch!" But I know he missed me. He missed his grandma. That's my husband has a good heart. He's always thinking of, this remember how blessed we are, remember how blessed we are. And we are. We're so fortunate. We have a roof over our heads, we have food on the table, we have our health for the most part. We get a cold here and there, but we have not had um, catastrophic illnesses, knock on wood, in our family. I mean, we've had some, I guess, but we've been lucky. We've been very blessed. So my husband tries to remind me of that. Oh, I was going to use the blue side. Good thing I used tape runner. So he reminds me of that, and because sometimes I can get down and think, "Oh, why?" And he says, "Remember, this is nothing. We're lucky." And I tell him, "Yeah, we are. We're blessed in that we have all the things I just mentioned, and that we have all our children and grandchildren that live close by." Um, my son is in France for a few months, but other than that, they live close by. They all live within a 15-minute drive. And so we are super lucky. Our mothers live close by. Our brothers and sisters live close by. So very, very blessed. All right. Oh, bye, Pam. Safe travels. See, I forget to pay attention to the chat, guys. All right. So now let's do this next one. Let me get this in here. And how am I doing on time, guys? I'm good. I've got a good 15 minutes left. So anyway, when we came back, it was like, okay, I come back and my daughter says, "Mom, I need you to make one," because I made some of the party favors for my granddaughter's celebration. And she says, "Mom, I need one more bookmark. I need one more of the little easels." I don't even think I have any of those to show you, but I made little like easels with wildflowers that they could paint, and put some little paints in there, because the theme to her party was wild one, little wildflower. So I did that, and when I got back, and then it was something else she asked me to do. I don't remember, but it's it's hilarious to me how my husband knew. He says, "Watch, when you get back, they're gonna have stuff for you to do." No, they're not. They'll leave me alone. Okay, let's see. What do I do on this one? Hmm. 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 Let me see. Maybe that one. Kind of pulling through all my ephemera here. Whoops. I don't want to cover that circle completely. Nah. Hugs, hugs, hugs. Maybe that one. What do you think, guys? Or do I leave it without ephemera? Let me know. What do you think? What do you think? I love getting input from my crafty friends. Or there's some florals. Let me see. Let's see. Oh my. I can put 3 flowers there. I know there was another color flower in here. There's a blue one. Hmm. So when I get off of my live today, you guys can head on over to ECR to see what she's doing. That's Elizabeth. Now, Elizabeth, tell me if I'm saying your name wrong. I say Costa Rogers, but I'm Hispanic, so when I see Costa, I say Costa. But is it, do you pronounce it Costa? Let me know. Not sure. I think to me, names are important, and getting them right is important because it's who we are. Right? That cinnamon can stand alone, right? I think so. I think I'm gonna let it just stand alone. Maybe I'll put some enamel dots. Maybe. And maybe, you know what? I'll pop it up. How about that? I can do that. Alrighty. All right. The chat has spoken. No ephemera. So as I was prepping for today, I was also prepping for my putting together my September entry for KCC15. So I was cutting my papers and I decided to use the bonus printable that Kendra has for September. That paper is gorgeous. It's cactus themed and it's so pretty. So that's what I'm going to be using. I have all my papers cut. I'll probably record it this week and then get it posted for next week. We'll see. Depends how babysitting goes this week with my grandbabies. And then that'll be my entry for September. Oh my goodness. Do I put enough? Oh yeah. So Costa, okay, the second way. Elizabeth Costa Rogers. And see, I think it's important that just because my brain as a Hispanic says Costa does not mean that that's the correct way. It is not my name, it is your name, and it needs to be pronounced the way you say it needs to be pronounced. We had, when I worked for school district, I had a board member whose last name was Vasquez, and we had a director whose last name, they were spelled the same, but her name, she did not pronounce it Vasquez, she pronounced it Vasquez. And they got into a bit of a discussion about how it should be pronounced. And I had to remind them that, you know what, it's not wrong. It's the way you want your name pronounced. That's the right way. So for one, it was Vasquez, and for the other one, it was Vasquez. And that's just how it is. All right, so there's that one. Let me get some more enamel dots and add a few enamel dots there. Maybe some pink ones if I can find some. What did I do with those other ones? You should see the mess. It was clean. I promise you it was clean when I started crafting today. Let me take a look. Well, I'll flip through the ones I have. So I have a lot of the not too shabby ones. I think I might use these here. I think so. So okay, Ramona, I'll check for it when we're done here. Yeah, my first name it's spelled with a Y. The name is French, and no, I am not French. There's a story behind that. But a, a lot of people will say Yavet. I don't know why. That's how they see it. I don't know. But I tell them just pretend it starts with an E. And then they pronounce it right. They say, "Oh, Yvette." And I said, "Yes, it's Yvette." So, and people spell my name wrong all the time too, but I'm used to it. Or call me the wrong name. I've had people after they've met me and after they've known me for some time, they'll still call me Yvonne or Yolanda just because they know my name starts with a Y. And it's like, nope, it's Yvette. It is Yvette for sure. Yeah, so's mine. Mine is a total disaster. Okay. How am I doing on time, guys? I got 10 minutes left. All right. So I have these two done. I have two of sketch number 8 done. Oh, I think they turned out so pretty. And see, I did that with just what was in that mini card kit that Kendra sent me. So really you don't have to use it in any particular way. You can use it to make a non-sketch card, but I just think maybe we add a little bit to the inside here. Yeah, I just think that she always sends such nice papers and sentiments and goodies in her card kits. So I like to use them. All right, we'll put that one on the inside of there. And all right, let me throw that out of my way. It is an E sound. The way I like to let people know, because they'll say no, but it starts with a Y, and I said yes, but so does Yves Saint Laurent, and that is French, and you don't say that Yves Saint Laurent, and they're like, oh, and that kind of makes people understand. It's it is a French name, and people always ask, "Are you French? Are you French?" No, I am not French. However, my grandmother was watching some soap opera when my mom was expecting me and liked the name of the actress, and her name was Yvette. And I don't know, made a comment, I guess, about it. I don't know. This is a story I was told. I don't know how true it is or how accurate I'm being. But apparently, because of that, that's how I got my name. And I used to absolutely hate that I had a name that started with a Y because I could never find anything with my initials on it. Nothing, nothing. And so my initials now are YO. That's my last name is Olea, and that's my married name. So my initials are Yo. But my maiden name started with an A, so my initials were Ya. So it's like, ah, what happened? What happened? What happened, child? No, that is not okay. Not okay. Yeah, yeah. So Lala know I think Lala knows this. Um, in the Philippines, Ayala is, I guess, a big name, or there's a lot of like it's people with money. They have money. They have shopping malls and things, and it's a family over there. Well, Ayala is my maiden name, so I told Lala if I ever travel to the Philippines, I got to go as with my maiden name and get some special treatment. Okay, all right, guys, how am I doing on time? I've got 6 minutes left. Yeah, see? So I just right, Lala, when I travel, I just gotta go with my maiden name, right? And that way I'll get some star treatment, I think. Maybe, maybe not. We'll see. But yeah, and when I did way back in the day when I was in middle school, we had to do a project, an ancestry project, doing our Yep, sounds like fun. We had to do a project back then of our ancestry, and so I was able to track down the Ayala family back to royalty in Spain and actually found our crest. I should have kept that because I don't know what I did with that project. I don't know what I did with that family crest, but apparently, I would ask my dad, Dad, okay, we descend, and he told me, yeah, I mean, how I knew we descended from royalty, but I said, okay, where's all the money? Apparently, it's in the Philippines because it's not here. What are we looking at? Why are we talking about Elijah Wood, Ethan Hawke, and Eric Estrada? What am I missing? Oh, your sons are named after actors. Nice. Yeah, I don't. Our kids' names, they were all just different reasons we named them what we did. So, yeah, Ayala's a big deal. And what's funny is my dad's dad, um, real quick, because we're almost done with time, was chief of police in Tijuana, which is, I mean, I can see Mexico from my house, basically. That's how close I am. I'm in this most southern part of San Diego. And so at some point, my dad's dad, which I never knew him, he was the chief of police in Tijuana. And apparently, one time, my dad was in Tijuana, and he got pulled over for a ticket. And the police there are known notoriously for, just pay me the ticket amount, and I won't have to give you the ticket, type of thing. And so they were going to do that with him, and he showed them his license, and of course he has the same name as his father, and they immediately knew who his father was, and they were like, "Oh no, you can go. No, no, no worries. Go home." So it's like, okay. All right, friends. So we do have a few minutes left. Here are my two cards. Now that I've talked your ear off about anything and everything under the sun, here's the first one we made. So again, these were Stampin' Up! Papers in that sampler kit that Kendra sent me. And I added the little ephemera from the Not Too Shabby shop, and that's the Tropical Hippos ephemera. I'll try and link this later today. And then I added a strip on the inside. So there's card number 1 using sketch number 8. And here's card number 2. I think they turned out great. I wasn't too sure about cutting that circle out of the center of those, but I think it worked out pretty good. And then I have a couple of strips of pattern paper left over, which I'm sure I will use for a card at some point. But oh, thank you. Yeah, I do that sometimes. I'll put my crafty friends on my iPad and take you guys into the kitchen with me as I'm cooking or cleaning or whatever it is I'm doing. Now, there should be a redirect once my stream finishes to redirect you to Elizabeth Costa Rogers. Did I say it right? I hope I said it right. And the big sentiments are part of the card kit that Kendra sent me. And those were, let me tell you, because I had to print it. The Just a Note dies. This one is by Pink and Main, and the Big Hugs dies is by Pink and Main as well. So I'll take a look, see if they're still in stock, and I'll link those as well. Give me a couple of hours though, because I gotta finish watching all the fun lives, and then I'll go ahead and go do that. Pop them on the envelope. Pop what on the envelope? Oh, yes, that's a good idea. Oh, I think I'll do that. Perfect. And I'll have coordinating envelopes to go with them. Great idea, T. Thank you. I forget to do that. Thank you, Lori. I appreciate it. Oh, hi, Dalis. Sorry if I didn't say hi to each of you individually earlier. I just got so excited to get going. And, that's just how it goes sometimes. All right, friends, head on over to Elizabeth. Let's see what she's making. And thanks so much for being here today. Bye, friends.